It was never meant to be.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a super awesome day. Today, I'm really excited to be reacting to Dream SMP, the complete story, Reign of Manburg. I'm very excited because I saw it from Tommy's side and I saw it from Wilbur's side now because I binged all of Wilbur's videos. Well, not all of them. I fell asleep, so I missed it. I still need to watch a little bit, but for the most part, I've seen it. Actually, I think I fell asleep after. This video is by MC Gaming, so make sure you guys go and subscribe and hit the bell and all of that stuff. But yeah, let's just jump in and react to this video. I'm very excited. It is kind of a longer video than the last two. But there's a lot to cover, so yeah, let's just jump right in. If you enjoy these videos, by the way, just super slap that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and the bell so that you don't miss future videos.
Manburg was free. In the light of their independence, Wilbur Soot declared himself as the president of their great nation.
Yes.
Although no one questioned it at the time, this simple act, these few words, would spiral out of control, leading to a new era in the SMP. This was the beginning of the reign of Manburg.
Because he was a dictator,
Really
they
quick,
said.
This video took weeks to make, so if you take 1 second to subscribe, it is completely
Do it, guys. Go
free,
subscribe.
And it would make my day.
His link will be in the
Thank you.
description, and so will the original
Once
video.
again, go check out Lord Cantor, who let me use his recreation of the Dream SMP for this series.
I still think it's
The
so
link
cool that
is
they've
in the
recreated
description.
the entire map. Like,
Also, make sure to go follow
That would
me
have
on
taken
Twitter
so
for
much
some
time.
Quality. As the weeks went by after the war, not much happened in Manburg.
look how they
The server
repaired
was
it.
at peace, and so there wasn't much Wilbur had to do to maintain their nation. With the addition of a few new players, Manburg went from the only independent nation to just another spot on the SMP, a shadow of the glory it once held. And Wilbur, although being the leader of their nation, began to feel his power slipping away. His lack of presence on the server and self-declaration as president meant that he was not getting the respect or admiration he wanted as a leader. This simple fact sparked a plan in Wilbur's mind. A plan for him and Tommy to reclaim the power they rightfully deserved. Wilbur thought, what better way of getting power than having the people themselves vote for you?
Oh, yeah. But at first he was, yeah, he's gonna say it, but at first he didn't actually. He was gonna just tell everybody and then have it so that they all had to vote for him because nobody else was gonna be available. Or nobody else was gonna be allowed to get their names on the ballot.
Wilbur's
say
plan
that.
was to notify no one that the election would be taking
Right.
place until after the ballots had shut, leaving him as the only running party. Thus forcing the people to vote only for them and swiftly taking back their power.
Yeah, it didn't
After
work out
making
like
Tommy
that.
his running mate, the two ventured off to Manburg to write the election ballot. They then proceeded to set the date of the election and named their party The Right the Best. That's my personal favorite political party. After that, they began work on their new policies. Some of the most important included, "We won the war," "Vicstar will vote for us,"
Yeah.
"Tubbo," and
Tubbo.
"We will make big things."
There were
Feeling
so
very
many more than
confident
just that,
these
though.
new
There was like
policies
12.
would gain them the support of the entire server, Wilbur and Tommy bragged about their plans to one player.
Yeah, that was a bad
Someone
call.
new. A man who would seek to ruin their plans of taking power and win the position of president for himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this man was Quackity.
Quackity. Okay, you know what my favorite thing about Quackity is, or like the favorite bit that he does, is the one where he is Mexican Dream. If you guys haven't seen it, I think they have like compilation videos of it and stuff, but I've watched quite a few compilation videos of him just being Mexican Dream because it's just hilarious.
Quackity has established himself as one of the bigger personalities on the SMP.
Yeah,
Always
yeah, there he
looking for
is,
a chance at
Mexican
power
Dream.
wherever he can find it, he isn't afraid to do whatever it takes to find his way to the top. Whether it be starting an illegal business or masterminding a robbery, Quackity is no stranger to crime on the SMP.
Yeah, and he always takes
But
his
today,
clothes off.
He would be putting all that behind him. He would be pursuing something else. Because he was the only other player who knew about the election, he took it upon himself to stand up against their one-party system and give the people a choice. announcing his campaign right in front of Wilbur and Tommy, Quackity's party would be titled So We Are Gamers, or Swag.
Swag. And then this is when they changed
Tommy
their
and
name.
Wilbur had to think fast, or
They changed
control
their
in
name.
their own nation will be pulled out.
Yeah. It's so funny because I literally watched this last night because this video got posted yesterday for me, which isn't yesterday for you guys because you're going to see this video quite a few days later. But as soon as I knew that this video was out, I was like, hey, tomorrow I have to react to it. And you know when you watch things, like say you watch a series on Netflix or just a series of whatever, and then by the end you like talk to someone about it and they're like, oh, do you remember this part? And you're like, no. Because you just watched it so fast and you took in so much information that you just forgot parts. That's how I felt in the last one of these videos where I was like, wow, I watched Tommy's videos so fast, forgetting so many things. I feel like I just did the exact same thing last night because I watched like all of his videos within a couple hours. I'm remembering more though because it's so fresh.
The Right the Best was a good name. Okay, maybe not, but they knew there was only one word that could compete with swag. One word that was universally better and would provide them a basis of recruiting players to their side. They would run as the politicians of gaming.
Pog.
Their new party would be Pog. Tommy attempted to smear Quackity's reputation by creating a collection
smear
of fake
campaign.
quotes that made him look bad. Tommy hoped he would be able to bribe and slander his way to winning Pog 2020, the election. Upon seeing the wall, Quackity
Don't know if
had
bribery is
enough
the right way to go.
and proposed they hold a debate right away. Wanting to come off as strong as possible, Wilbur and Tommy reluctantly agreed, and with that, the two parties ventured to the newly created courthouse to hold their first debate.
Yeah, this is funny. I didn't realize it was in the sky.
As the two parties entered the courthouse, they took their
Oh
sides
yeah,
and
because
prepared-
the bottom is like, oh yeah, I guess I did realize it was in the sky because the bottom is like made out of glass and it looks down. I've only seen the inside because in the videos that I've watched, I've never seen it from the outside, so that's why I said
the
that.
debate.
It's interesting.
Yet another new player, Carl Jacobs, took center floor as he would administer the debate.
His skin is so interesting.
Before the debate began, Quackity convinced Fundy to join his side, and following this, the first part of the debate began. Wilbur versus Quackity. The first issue brought to the table was territories.
Manburg has a long history of discrimination against people not from Manburg. I myself, I'm not able to enter Manburg because of the policies these men have put into their property. And I don't agree with that. I'm gonna let everyone into Manburg because it's a beautiful country and it deserves to be seen by every citizen in the Dream SMP.
For years, nay I say decades, the Dream SMP has ostracized my group of people. My European brethren stood behind me. Manburg is not a place of oppression, it is a place of sanctuary for our people. What you are intending to do is come into our land and open it up to the very people we seek to escape, just because we've created a better life for ourselves. This in itself is tyranny and I will not stand for it.
Wilbur is embracing tradition here. We don't need to embrace tradition. We are a new generation of politicians, Wilbur. I hope you remember that. Embracing your old school policies is just gonna hurt progress.
They aren't
Quite
old
frankly.
school. These policies were formed from blood not long ago.
Okay, definitely a dog wants in. It was Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Bruce.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Had nothing
stop
to do with
this.
that.
Topic number 2 was their stances on the killing of pets, as an ongoing pet war ensued in the background.
Oh my
of the main
gosh!
story.
Okay, I'm kind of glad I
Finally
never
elected
saw any
as
of that.
president.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, I did see that. Like, Tommy got together with someone. I think it was Niachu. I hope I'm saying that right. Because Sapnap killed her something. I forget. Maybe a fox? I forget. Let me know down below, guys, because I'm definitely forgetting. But I do vaguely remember something about the
Hello
pet
there.
war. But I don't remember specifics. Anyway.
That will uphold the law so that no further pets are killed in Manburg.
Take my
Quackity,
turn.
take the stage.
I think the moral values of our people are more important than enforcement. You are enacting police enforcement, and what I'm enacting is a better values of our people. I will enact a policy that will teach all our residents to be nice to each other. And that way, we don't have to enforce any sort of
Oh,
law.
welcome to
You
the
know what I'm gonna
real
do?
world, Big Q. I
Okay,
believe a bad person.
basically what they're arguing here is like one of them is punish for doing things bad, and then Quaggity's saying educate them before they do something bad to reduce the amount of bad things that they do. Which makes sense, I feel. You know, not everybody's gonna learn from that. But anyway, I feel like I'm getting too detailed into this.
Tommy, hearing that they were starting to lose the debate, decided to use the money from Dream to bribe Carl into ruling the debate
Bribery.
in Wilbur's favor. And after a completely unrelated discussion about political corruption,
Oh my gosh.
Carl did exactly that. Next, the running mates.
I
would have a
remember that.
debate. This was Tommy Innit versus George Not Found.
Now, I think I'd like to address the fact that the reason the Manburg was created was for freedom. The Dream SMP wouldn't allow our rules, and it wouldn't tolerate us making our own separate kingdom. And I think the fact, George, that the Dream SMP rigged our land with TNT, exploded everything we owned and loved, my base, my embassy. And merely I had to give away my discs just to get the Manburg back. You know, we want to keep that to our members. I think that is a completely fair point to make. And the fact that you would pressure us out of doing that, well, we had to fight with our very hands and knees, my friends. We have betrayals. I had to give away my discs. And you know
To
that's
fight
what
with
I
our
do.
hands.
You're talking about freedom here. You lock it behind a certain group of people. That
But the
seems,
reason
you know,
we have to
I
make
don't
this
wanna
certain
say
group
it,
of
but
people,
that
George,
seems almost...
it's because the Dream SMP, your land, which you stand for, mercilessly blew up our land, killed our
Can you
friends,
tell me
our family, our
why
turbos.
was your land? Why did it need to be blown up? What happened in the first
No,
place?
George, if you stand by the fact that...
What did you do to
George,
spark
George,
this
if you
war?
stand by the
All
fact
you
that
care
something
about
needs to be
is
blown
war.
up, then how
All
dare
you care about is war. You know who wins in war? No one wins in war. And especially
Their
not
their
the people.
side are the
You
ones
are
who
causing
declared
mayhem,
war,
okay?
not them.
You're causing chaos. The people are hurting from it. They want peace within the land.
Tommy, say
I
shush,
am
Goggy.
leaving my
Shush,
podium.
Goggy.
All he cares
Shush,
about
Goggy.
After a heated start to the debate,
Jeez.
things got ugly when George pulled out proof that Tommy had bribed Carl. The chaos and low blows continued, even catching the eyes of Dream, who joined the call to defend himself and George.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
Wilbur then called for a brief recess where he discussed with Tommy that they needed to pull themselves together. If they wanted to win the debate, they needed to take the high road, follow the rules, and out-debate their opponent. Following the recess, the debate got back on track, with Tubbo as the new moderator. After the debate fell into chaos once again, Wilbur and Tommy decided that they had had enough and would not continue the debate. They trusted that the people would see through the lies of their opponents and know in their hearts the right side to take. And with tensions as high as ever, the campaign trails continued, growing ever closer to Election Day.
I'm so excited for
September
election day.
21st.
Oh,
The
here it
day
is.
of the Manburg election. Everything
excited.
was in place and the people were ready to vote. But before they released the polls, the two parties had to give their final speeches and announce endorsements. As they all gathered at the podium, except for George, who was having the best sleep of his life, they began with their
Yeah, George just didn't show up to
My
any
name
of
is
this.
Quackity, and I am running for president simply because I didn't think it was fair for Wilbur Suit to run a one-party democratic election, or so democratic as he wants to call it. That is why I have gone up and have challenged this man and all his policies, all his old-school policies, to make Manburg a better place.
Hi, I'm incumbent
Tubbo.
President
Heckling, you just...
Wilbur Soot, and I'm here to tell you the reason I'm running for president is because I felt like it was unfair of me to decide myself to be just a dictator.
Even though he wanted to be voted in, he still tried to do it without anyone knowing, and then, yeah. So really, either way, he was trying to just run a dictatorship without getting any votes. I love how his, sorry, I'm totally off topic here, but I love how his sub count is saying punch Tommy in it. Does that mean at 4,000 subs, he's actually going to punch Tommy? Because that'd be pretty funny.
Following the speeches, Funny walked up to the mic and just started talking.
My fellow citizens, I stand here today
Oh, yeah,
humbled
funny.
by the task before us. Grateful for the trust you have bestowed and mindful of the sacrifices borne by our ancestors. Now I mind to keep my word short and powerful, and thus I say, I am not powerful. I am not resembled the physique of a leader, and I might not have wealth,
True.
but I do have a dream.
It's got bones like his mother.
While Quackity has righteous ideas and Wilbur the leadership, I, together with Nikki, have a bakery and a worldwide
bakery.
shipping right. I can
I've
deliver
got
as
muffins.
many cookies and ice cream as you desire once you have voted for Coconut 2020.
Wilbur was
Coconut.
not very happy about
I wonder
finally
how they
trying
came
to
up with
undermine
coconut.
the system and join the election the day it would happen. Because of this, he attempted to send Coconut 2020 away and keep them off the ballot. However, the people wanted differently.
Yeah.
And so, swaying to the judgment of the people, Wilbur added Coconut 2020 to the ballot. Things were not exactly going according to plan. What started as an attempt to gain more power has now put Wilbur and Tommy at risk of losing all the power they had. But little did they know, it was about to get worse. A lot worse.
Yeah.
Next up,
Jay
the
Schlatt.
parties would reveal their endorsements.
I love him. He's so
My
funny.
one endorsement is KSI. He just hasn't happened to responded yet to my endorsement plea. But he's my one endorsement. KSI and
Sam, you got any
Lord
evidence?
Jesus Christ.
Now, after years of fighting and you know, a general negative presence, I finally got who we needed on our side to turn probably just the entire world around.
Oh yeah, this video.
Look, me and Tommy have had our differences in the past.
Oh my
that
God.
doesn't change the fact that I'm a firm supporter of POG 2020. I have every belief in it. Support the movement.
Endorsement, here he comes. The one, the only.
Jay Schlatt. I think that's how you say it. He's so
Jay
funny.
Schlatt,
Yeah, that's right then.
A
Jay
comedian.
Schlatt.
a man of business, but behind all lies a calculated man. Life is a chess game to Schlatt, and he has no intention of losing at any cost. He is confident, charismatic, and ruthless. Give him control, he will control.
I've actually never seen what he looks like
Give him a
in
drink,
real life.
It'll take him 3 seconds. Give him a podium, and he'll rule the world. This was not Schlatt's first time on the SMP.
Yeah, he got
He
banned
had
the
made a
first
cameo
time.
for one of Tommy's videos shortly after the Disc Saga, but was then
Okay,
quickly banned.
I swear out of all of the videos that I watched of Tommy's, that one with Jay Schlatt featuring in it was, I probably laughed the most. Like the way he just like roasted them. Oh, it was just so funny. I loved
by
it.
Dream, who had no idea Schlatt had joined. But now, he was back, and had no intention of endorsing anyone but himself.
Democracy is overrated.
Whoa, wait, no, hold on.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Just
right.
stick to
You
the-
don't.
please,
You think
the
you need a
script.
president? You think you need? I'll be my own president.
Everyone,
What?
get off the
You think you want Quackity as your president? You think you want Wilbur? I'll run my own presidency.
No.
You haven't seen the end
Oh,
of me.
God.
This isn't
No.
the end of. This
No,
is the
no.
end of my presidency.
Everything was going downhill, and fast. Dream endorsed Schlatt and proceeded to give him his crossbow. After Tommy was shot, everyone on the podium retreated to the White House and hid from Schlatt. After their blockade was repeatedly broken, the three knew they had to escape and broke out through the walls. After Tommy and Schlatt both died, Wilbur knew there was no point in continuing the rally and decided to drop the ballot. In doing so, he knew he had no choice but to include both Coconut 2020 and Schlatt 2020 to keep the integrity of the election. The votes began flooding in. Tommy and Wilbur sat on the edge of their seats as thousands of their viewers voted for who they wanted to win. The future of Manburg was left entirely up to the audience.
I thought that was really cool that they did it that way.
Becoming very real. Tommy and Wilbur attempted to make a backdoor deal with Quackity. In the event that Schlatt 2020 or Coconut 2020 would win the election,
They'd team
Pog
up.
and Swag would combine their votes, creating a coalition government with 2 presidents and Tommy as vice president. But Quackity knew this was a bad deal. With no endorsements and no vice president, he was dead in the water. They both knew there was no way Swag would beat Pog, and so when Wilbur refused to make their agreement unconditional, Quackity refused the deal. But he wouldn't give up on the election that easily. He knew that if nothing was done, Pog would win the election and everything he fought for would be for nothing. And so, Quackity offered a similar deal to Schlatt. Swag Party would give all of their votes to Schlatt 2020 on the condition that Quackity would be his vice president. Without hesitation, Schlatt agreed. And with that, all they could do was wait.
It's the suits.
Future of
Love those suits.
Manburg in the hands of the people. Tommy and Wilbur had faith that the people would come through for their party. But that didn't stop the sinking feeling that maybe, just maybe, this would be the end. Today, they would not just find out who won the election, but also inaugurate them immediately. Upon inauguration, the new leader would then announce their first decree as president. Within 15 minutes, Manburg would have their new president, and a new era would begin. Wilbur began the proclamation by announcing disqualified votes. By removing votes with the same IP address, Wilbur was able to account for any possible cheating or fake votes. In total, there were 120,000 of these votes, the majority of which came from Coconut 2020,
from Fundy,
who just so happened to have a coding YouTuber as their party head. Anyway, after that was sorted out, Wilbur began revealing the results.
With 9% of the vote, 20,000 people or so. In 4th place is Coconut 2020.
Yeah!
With 16% of the vote, coming in 3rd place is Schlatt 2020. In 2nd place, with 30% of the popular vote, led by the party leader, Quackity, Swag 2020. Meaning that the winner of the popular vote by 45% is Pog 2020, led by the incumbent. 2 nights ago on the night of the election, Quackity made a deal. No matter what happens, Quackity would pool Swag 2020 votes on with Schlatt 2020 votes. Pog 2020 got 45% of the popular vote, meaning that the coalition government of Schlatt and Swag 2020 got 46% of the vote.
So close!
Meaning that tonight, Schlatt 2020 has been inaugurated.
Schlatt, having been on the server for less than 24 hours, now ruled all of Manburg.
Brutal.
Wilbur and Tommy sat in shock as the nation they fought for, the nation they built from the ground up, the nation they loved, slipped through their fingers into the cold hands of Schlatt. Wilbur and Tommy left the podium and went to take a seat in the crowd. And Schlatt, now the second most powerful man on the server, gave his first decree as president of Manburg.
Well, that was pretty easy. As the president of Manburg, the emperor is to revoke the citizenship of Wilbur Soot and Tommy Innit.
There was no time to think. From leaders of a nation to enemies of the state within seconds. If Tommy and Wilbur wanted to make it out alive, they had to run.
Run!
And run they did. Wilbur drank an invisibility potion, but it was no use. Meanwhile, Tommy made a break for Manburg, managing to escape through an underground tunnel Tubbo had built earlier. Tommy and Wilbur met in the forest. They were now banished, not only from the nation of Dream SMP, but their own home of Manburg.
It's so cool to see the Dream SMP from these angles, like the angles that he gets. Yeah, like this, that looks so cool. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool when you get these aerial shots.
But then, Schlatt announced he would be giving another speech. Helpless and alone, all Wilbur and Tommy could do was listen, as the nation they once loved crumbled before them.
People of Manburg! The sun rises over another beautiful day in our country. I reckon our nation needs to expand. I reckon we've done our country a great disservice. I reckon we take down the walls.
Oh yeah, I was forgetting what he was about to say.
Immediately, all citizens of Manburg required to help tear down the walls of this country. Thus ends the second presidential speech. Let's get to work.
This is about the time I
Taken
fell
down
asleep
by
last
its
night,
own
so
citizens.
there's gonna be a lot I don't remember at this
Wilbur and
point.
Tommy could not help themselves and traveled back to watch. As
Aw.
they sat on a nearby hill,
Just
their
watching them
nation's
tear it
borders
down.
fell before their eyes. Wilbur was destroyed. Manburg was his dream from the day he joined the SMP, and in the span of 30 minutes, that dream was crushed in front of him. When Wilbur and Tommy arrived back at their base, Wilbur exclaimed that he was a slow-burning fuse, and over the next few weeks, he would become a much different man than the one Jay Schlatt crossed. Tommy, meanwhile, had already come up with a plan. Both of them knew that just the two of them would not be enough to put up a fight against the new Manburg. But Tommy had a trick up his sleeve. An old friend, who in the time they needed it most, stepped up and
Oh,
offered a hand.
techno.
For once since
Okay,
their
I'm kinda
banishment,
remembering,
Tommy
I'm
and
kinda
Wilbur
remembering
would
now.
have something Manburg couldn't. Tommy and Wilbur had the blade. Technoblade. Legend has it he can take down an entire army with only 2 other men. Legend has it he once spent 9 months farming potatoes to bully a guy he didn't even know. Legend has it he once entered 1,500 battles and won every single one of them. Legend has it he can kill Dream. After
People always ask me, like, Technoblade or Dream. Like, they always ask me to compare, and I don't really watch Technoblade, so I can't really make, like, an educated decision on this. But I'm starting to learn a bit more about Technoblade, and I guess he's really good at Minecraft, so it's like, is he better? Oh, look at Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Bruce.
together, Tommy, Wilbur, and Technoblade would build up their new base in a ravine underground. Keeping it a secret from everyone on the other side, they hoped to grow their arsenal right under Schlatt's nose. And when the time came, they knew they had to regain control of Manburg at any cost. Technoblade, who according to himself stayed up all night, had created a large
Oh,
potato
yeah,
farm to
I
supply
remember this
Pogtopia
too.
with food. And Wilbur managed to convince Tubbo, a member of Schlatt's cabinet, to become a spy for them. Within a few weeks from their banishment, the
Tubbo, he's always on their
resistance continued to
side.
build. Technoblade gathered weapons. Tubbo informed Wilbur of all of Manburg's plans, and the path to Manburg continued to expand. Pogtopia flourished and was almost ready
Wow.
for war. They just needed the right time to strike.
Bruce, what are you doing? Come here, buddy. You need to just chill. Just stay with me. Just chill. Dad's working out. You gotta stay with mommy. Okay? You have to stay with mommy.
This time, office buildings arose. The Manburg flag was burned, and in its place
Oh,
sprouted
yeah?
a new flag, the Manburg flag. On the surface, things in Manburg looked to be going smoothly, but deep down, Schlatt knew it was already falling apart. Word of a rebellion caught wind in the streets of Manburg. A secret group of people plotting to take down Schlatt.
I don't remember this.
The rumored Pogtopia, to Schlatt's dismay, was not hated by the people, but seen as a force of good to save them from his ruthless rule. Many citizens attempted to help the rebellion by offering supplies and information. Schlatt, not wanting to lose any more people than he already had, could not stop them. But he could turn them back. As a last resort to save his dying country, Schlatt decided to throw a celebration. A celebration of the new changes he had enacted as president and a celebration of Manburg. He had announced the Manburg Festival.
I don't remember
This
this.
was their chance to show Manburg how powerful Pogtopia truly was. Their chance to scare Schlatt out of power. Their chance to take back Manburg. But Wilbur had changed his mind. The betrayal from his own people, the destruction of everything he'd worked for, was starting to take a toll on him. On the day of their banishment, Wilbur had said that he was a slow-burning fuse, and would soon be a much different man than the one Schlatt had crossed.
Oh my gosh,
now,
I just
more than
remembered.
ever, that fuse grew
I just
ever closer
remembered.
to an explosion.
Yeah.
After the announcement of the festival, both Wilbur and Tommy knew this was a huge opportunity for them. But Wilbur couldn't shake a dark feeling. The festival was good. Everything Schlatt had done was completely legal. And yet, they still wanted to ruin it with their rebellion. Were they in the wrong? Were their actions justified? None of it mattered. Nothing changed the fact that Wilbur, after weeks of hiding away, had not made it any closer to getting back Manburg. And as the days passed, so did the nation he once loved. His unfinished symphony. A new plan began to come together for Wilbur. Losing all hope of gaining back control, Wilbur chose destruction.
Yeah.
After all, he created that nation. It was his. If the people can stab him in the back, betray the very founder of the land in which they lived, why can't he do the same? If he can't have it, no one can. This was the new plan. Since the beginning of Pogtopia, a secret supporter fed them supplies and an offer of help whenever needed. An old enemy, Dream. The leader
I
of the
don't remember
nation of the greater
this.
Dream SMP was not much of a fan of Schlatt's ambition. Wilbur had every intention of keeping Manburg inside its walls and living peacefully. But when Schlatt became president, he immediately tore down the walls and began to expand. Seeing this as a potential
expand
threat,
into
Dream secretly
dreams.
offered to help Pogtopia to take down Schlatt before conflict arose between Dream SMP and Manburg. Wilbur, looking for a way to blow up the entirety of Manburg, sought Dream's help to supply him with the firepower to do so.
See, this is where I fell asleep. I didn't see all of this. Like, I've seen this from Tommy's point of view, but I haven't seen it from Wilbur's point of view. But I honestly, evanmcgaming does such a good job summing everything up. He gets all the details, and he's really good at narrating. And yeah, like this video if you agree, because he does a great job. And he definitely deserves all the views he gets. I'm pretty sure this video is trending right now, which is awesome, so.
But Tommy could not go through with it. He still had hope of getting back Manburg. He still had hope that things could go back to how they'd been before. He didn't want to be the bad guy. But Wilbur didn't need his help. All he needed was TNT, some redstone, and a button.
Oh my
And
gosh.
before long, Dream had agreed to supply Wilbur with everything he needed to blow the entire city sky high.
Oh my gosh, like
Within a
full
few minutes,
circle.
the plan was finalized. On the day of the festival, directly after Tubbo's speech following the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would make his way to the detonation
Oh
room,
my god.
press the button, and destroy everything. With every seat in the front of the podium filled, with every citizen of Manburg
Oh
sat
my
right there in the
God.
city, he would blow up everything. And he would do it with a smile. Entirely unsatisfied with his answer, Wilbur decided he would make Tubbo choose for him. The fate of Manburg rested on Tubbo's shoulders.
I don't remember
and as
this at
Tubbo
all.
received the news from Wilbur, he was
Tubbo.
called up to the stage to give his speech. If Tubbo said the words, "Let the festival begin," Wilbur would immediately sprint to the button and detonate all of it. But if he didn't, Manburg would live to see another day. And so, with
The
the entire
suspense.
nation balancing on his words, Tubbo gave his speech.
Ladies and gentlemen,
numbers.
I'd
Oh my
like you to
gosh.
look around at what we've built today. Look at each other. All of this, thanks to democracy and the leadership of Jay Schlatt. And isn't that what this festival's all about? Democracy. Our people have been beaten down by royals and dictators for so long, now we are finally free. free to elect who we want, free to live how we want, and most importantly, free to go wherever we want without the confine of those huge black walls. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this wonderful event. What's up, Schlat?
You got anything else in the speech? big guy?
No, on that note, let the festival
That's it?
begin.
Wilbur ran. The deed was done, and today would
He
be
said it!
Manburg's last. Within seconds, the entire country would be reduced to rubble. All Wilbur needed to do was wait for Tubbo to clear the stage, and it would all be destroyed. But something wasn't right. Before Tubbo could leave the podium, Schlatt and Quackity quickly trapped him with concrete and cobblestone. Confused, Tubbo asked for an explanation, and Wilbur ran back to the building to see what was happening. Then, Schlatt gave another speech, unlike all that came before, and it didn't take long for the true nature of the gathering to be revealed. This was never meant to be a party. There was never anything to celebrate. This was no festival. No. This was an execution.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
I know what you've been up to.
What have I been up to? What are you,
shoot.
what are you talking about?
Oh shoot.
He says, what?
Actually, I'm actually trapped in here,
With
Schlatt.
the idiots, with the tyrants
What do you...
that we kicked out of this server, that we kicked out of
He
this
knew.
country.
He knew. He
Well,
knows.
I don't know if you know this, but treason isn't exactly a respectable thing around here. You know? I know what you've been doing. It all adds up, buddy. Your absence from great events. I mean, you walked off in the middle of this one. Don't try and tell me that you've done nothing wrong, because everybody knows it. Do you know what happens to traitors, Tubbo? Nothing good.
Ooh.
Hey, Technoblade, you want to come up here for a second?
What do you want out of me, Mr. President?
Oh, I only
Uh-oh.
call you special favors. Techno, I need you to take him out.
What?
You're not gonna take him out to dinner, bro. You're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him right now.
You're gonna take him out to dinner, bro.
Well, I'd rather rule alone than with you.
Technoblade!
What? He's softening him up.
Tubbo, I'm sorry. I'll make it as painless, as
Technoblade.
colorful as possible.
What the hell?
Ah!
Oh my god!
Button.
Oh my gosh.
Kill everybody!
He just starts killing everybody. Woo!
Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button? Chat, where's the button?
Where's the button? He's asking chat. He lost the button.
Everyone go after Tommy in it.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta get out of here. Tommy's on his own route.
Oh my god, I have goosebumps.
Oh my god!
What is happening? Oh my god!
Oh my
The
gosh.
festival had gone completely off the rails. Wilbur could not find his button, and Technoblade, their partner since the start of Pogtopia, had betrayed their cause and executed Tubbo. As the people of
Poor
Manburg
Tubbo.
gathered back at the podium, they were angry. Schlatt had taken things way too far. Standing up for Tubbo, Nikki, or Niachu, openly stated her opposition to the government and what they had become. As Schlatt was about to order her execution as well, Wilbur
Oh
stepped
my
in,
gosh.
no longer afraid of being seen. He spoke of the injustices Schlatt had done not only to him and Tommy, but to his own people as well. Then, distracting the associates of the government, Wilbur told Nikki to run, saving her from execution. Following the chaos, Tommy, Tubbo, Wilbur, and Technoblade met at Pogtopia.
I
Tensions
don't
were
remember
high.
this.
Tommy, enraged by Techno's actions, the killing of his best friend, challenged him to a duel with no weapons. As Nikki showed up to join
I don't remember any of
Pogtopia,
this. What the
Techno
heck?
and Tommy prepared for the duel.
Oh my
Wilbur,
gosh.
in love with chaos, sat enthusiastically as his two friends.
He's
fought.
like.
Technoblade, being Technoblade, won. the
Oh, I do remember
duel. As the
that.
rest of Pogtopia
Yeah, of
continued
course,
to process what had
Techno
just
would have won
happened,
that.
Wilbur spoke to Techno, and within seconds. The two agreed that the next time the chance came, they would both team up to destroy everything.
Oh my gosh.
For weeks, Schlatt had ordered Quackity around, insulting him and completely disregarding his ideas. It was enough. Quackity was more than one of Schlatt's pawns, and he had to show it. After an intense argument about whether or not the White House should be teared down, Quackity was finally fed up, killing Schlatt and running off.
Oh my gosh. I actually
Welcoming
didn't
him
see
with
any of
open
this
arms,
part.
The rebellion sharpened their swords, loaded their bows, and prepared for one final attack.
Oh my
on
gosh.
Manburg. In mere days, Tommy, Wilbur, and Tubbo would have their chance to take back the nation they once loved and bring peace to the SMP. Not long after the festival, a new faction arose on the SMP. Created by Bad Boy Halo, the nation of the
I don't know
Badlands
anything about this.
consisted of
The
Bad Boy Halo,
Badlands.
Ant Frost, who also joined the SMP shortly after appearing in one of Dream's manhunts,
Nice.
Awesome Dude, and Skeppy.
Okay.
Together, these four sought to take control of the server through always helping the losing side of the battle, to keep conflict going indefinitely.
Oh my gosh.
Although Manburg was clearly weaker than Pogtopia, for the upcoming battle, the Badlands would support the rebellion.
Oh my gosh,
At
wow.
least until they were winning. Most of the members of Dream's faction, the Greater Dream SMP, remained neutral during the battle, not wanting to create unnecessary enemies.
I was gonna ask
That
about
being
that. What
said,
was up with
some
what
could
were they
not
doing?
just stand by
Stay
and
neutral.
watch their friends fight to the death. One of these players was Eret. After betraying Manburg in the previous war, Eret was made king of the Greater Dream SMP.
What?
for
I
his
didn't know that.
He enjoyed his place as king. But everywhere he went, he was reminded of that fateful day by the people he helped destroy. He couldn't live with the decisions he made. He regretted it all. But no apology would make up for what he did. No one would forgive him. So he decided to show his allegiance and rebuild his trust. He would fight with Pogtopia. But there was a catch. Upon hearing word of Eret's plans, Dream rushed over to the castle immediately. There, he explained that if Eret wished to fight in the war,
He's wearing
he
a
would have to
crown.
forfeit his position as king. Eret once again faced the choice between his friends and power. But this time, he chose differently. Schlatt was
What a
running
character
out of
arc
options.
right there.
As of now, his army consisted of himself and Carl, which,
Wow.
you know, could be a bit better. Because of this, Schlatt had to use his last resort. Calling a secret meeting with Dream, Schlatt offered something to Dream in exchange for fighting alongside him in
To
the
get
war.
them. Oh my
A secret
gosh.
book, something powerful. The only person who knew the contents were Schlatt himself. But whatever it was, made Dream risk his own nation's relationship with nearly everyone on the server.
Because he was curious of what was in it?
He immediately accepted the deal
What?
and agreed to fight alongside Manburg. With this, the stage was set. The final pieces moved into place. The war was set for November 16th, exactly 1 month after the festival. The battle drew near, as days turned to hours and hours to minutes. This
Oh my
was
gosh.
it. The battle to end all battles. As the armies logged on and prepared, the fate of Manburg hung in the light of the rising
That's a cool
sun,
shot. I like
and
that.
The dawn of the 16th had arrived. There was a traitor. In the midst of Pogtopia,
Ah.
there was a traitor.
There was a traitor.
2 days prior to
Who
the
is
war,
it?
Dream had spread word
I
that
remember
a
this
traitor
part.
lied in the rebellion.
Oh
Over
my
the days
gosh.
leading to the war, tension ran high in Pogtopia. But no one cracked. The rumored traitor had not made a move, and some questioned whether this traitor ever existed in the first place. Unanimously, everyone decided to move forward with the war,
my gosh.
vowing to destroy the imposter the second they showed their true allegiances. With this, the two sides prepared for battle. Wilbur and his army conversed about the possible outcomes of the war, and Wilbur plainly stated that if they lost, he would turn the entirety of Manburg to smithereens.
Anyone else feel like watching TNT go off is oddly satisfying? It's just satisfying. It's like when someone power washes something. It's like that.
Months of buildup led to this moment. their chance at freedom once again.
Oh my
The
gosh.
sun began to set. The people took one last look at each
How do you make the sun round in Minecraft? I want to do that.
Tommy charged ahead, leading his army to battle, to take back their home. Schlatt and Dream's army held a watchtower at the end of the path and immediately began firing upon Pugtopia's arrival. Knowing that the absence of cover gave them a huge disadvantage, the army quickly rushed the tower to force Manburg off from below. Within seconds, the first few to reach the top of the tower forced Dream and his men to retreat back into Manburg. Unlike the last war, this time the rebellion was in control. Holding the tower, Pugtopia rained arrows on the Manburg army, who fired back. It didn't take long for Pugtopia to realize they were winning, and immediately they coordinated another push on the Manburg army. Jumping off the tower, the armies engaged in close-range combat, and Carl became the first death, falling to Technoblade. They were winning. The army continued to attack Dream and even forced Purple to surrender, turning him to their side.
Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen what purple looks like.
Running out of options, Dream stopped fighting and requested to speak alone with Wilbur. As they started to talk, Dream pointed out that he made a mistake to fight with Schlatt, as despite his entire nation being attacked and having bribed one of the most powerful men on the server to supply him an army, Schlatt didn't even bother to show up. Upon realizing this, Dream saw no point in continuing the battle, and
he didn't show up for the fight?
Would surrender. But Schlatt wasn't gone yet. After announcing the surrender, Dream led everyone to the remains of the Camarvan. Here
The remains.
lied Schlatt, broken and unchanged, the leader of a dying nation at the end of his reign. Both armies gathered around to witness what would be
I don't remember this
his
at all.
final moments. In one final act of despise, Wilbur, a man once broken by Schlatt, cast away from his own land, ordered Tommy to execute him, to put a stop to the tyranny and injustice of an unfit ruler, and to finally end the reign of Manburg.
Remember how I was talking earlier about how when you watch things too quickly, you forget a lot of things? Like every time they show Tommy's point of view, I'm like, oh yeah. But then half the time I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I feel like I need to rewatch everything because there's so many little details that I've forgotten. It's just so intricate, this whole Dream SMP. Like everyone's streaming it. All you get is highlights. You miss things and you get different points of views and it's just a lot to catch up on. So I'm glad that evanmcgaming has done this to sum up everything. Otherwise, I feel like I would be so lost all the time.
But before Tommy could pull the trigger, Schlatt began acting strange and...
What? Oh yeah!
What?
Oh dear.
Did he just have a heart attack?
Dream announced that there was never a traitor in the first place and the whole thing was made up to distract them. With this, they needed a new leader of their nation. Someone strong, someone fair, and a true leader. And for some reason, Wilbur chose Tommy in it. The people agreed, and Tommy took his place on the stage to give his first speech as president of Manburg.
Oh wow, everything just came
It looks
back
like
to
we
me.
won.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd say this, but even after the hardships, the tyranny we'd been through, it was meant to be. As much as this is everything, and this is what would have been everything.
Oh my gosh.
I can't be the president. I've still got unfinished business. Because you've still got those discs.
Oh my
can't do
gosh.
this until we're done. So Wilbur, take your place on the podium.
I have something to say. Look, I'm gonna keep this brief, right? I also cannot be your president. Techno, you've taught me a lot. You've taught me that government is not the way to go. And I agree with you. To be honest, I feel like whilst I can't be here to judge how other people's governments are run, I can say that it would be hypocritical of me to run a government. So I'm going to hand off the presidency to someone. Tubbo, I want you to come up on
Yeah, Tubbo! Everyone loves Tubbo! I remember this
Put on
now.
the spot here. I wasn't expected to be selected by here with friends, enemies, which I don't hate all that much, I'll be honest. But I
So
enjoy seeing
cute.
the unity, and I feel like that's really what matters. I don't want to be an agent of chaos, if you will, or anyone who wants to start violent activity. That's honestly the last thing on my agenda right now. And I feel like, you know, now everyone's here in unity, no one is banned, and that's what counts. Thank you, everyone. It's been an honor. It's been...
But Wilbur was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, notice
In
him
the light of their
sneaking
celebration,
off there a couple
blinded
seconds
by
ago.
bliss, nobody had noticed Wilbur sneaking away from the crowd
I noticed.
alone.
Like this.
That's what he was, alone, sent on an ever-diverging path from sanity. He made his way
He's
to the
lost-
back of the hill.
He's lost his
This
mind.
time, he made sure to mark the entrance. This time, the plan wouldn't fail.
Oh my gosh.
And as the
Oh
people
my
celebrated
gosh.
outside, Wilbur entered the detonation chamber. The words of the Manburg anthem enveloped the cold stone walls, and the single button stood in the middle of the room had the power to destroy it all. Outside, the celebration came to an abrupt end when Dream revealed that there actually was and
Oh
still
my
is
gosh.
a traitor. Almost on command, Technoblade shot his firework launcher, killing Tubbo again.
Oh my
The
gosh.
people were in shock, and the following events would change Manburg forever.
All right, well, everyone just walked off in the middle of my speech. I'm killing everyone. We're killing everyone.
Let's get him!
Phil, I'm always so close to pressing this button, Phil. I've been here like 7 or 8 times. I've been here.
And you want to just blow it all up.
The government ends here. I'll kill it myself.
Ah!
Who's the traitor? Tell me the traitor was Wilbur.
There was a saying, Phil, by a traitor, once part of the Manburg. It was never meant to be.
Ah!
Oh my god.
They're gonna show all the different angles. Yes, I love that. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Will!
Look
Manburg
at it.
Was gone. The people stood in shock as Wilbur and Phil stood in the now exposed detonation room. Having completed his mission, Wilbur was free at last.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the Manburg, Phil. My unfinished symphony, forever unfinished. If I can't have this, no one can, Phil. Kill me, Phil. Phil, kill me. Phil, kill me.
Oh
Phil,
my
stab me.
gosh.
Murder me now.
So
Phil,
dramatic.
Kill me, Phil. Murder me. Look, I don't want you to.
Wilbur was now gone. A mere memory of an idea. Freedom. It's what he sought all this time, and now he finally
Wow,
found
look
his
at
peace.
that.
But Technoblade was not satisfied.
Tommy,
Yeah?
do you think you're a hero? Is that what this is?
I just wanted Manburg.
You just wanted
And I
power.
wanted- That's all I've ever wanted. I didn't.
Tommy, you just did a coup. You just did a hostile government takeover and then immediately instilled yourself as president. And then you gave it to your friend, but that's still a tyrant, Tommy. But the thing
He's
about
right.
this world, Tommy, is that good things don't happen to heroes. Let me tell you a story, Tommy. A story of a man called Theseus. His country, well, his city-state technically, was in danger. And he sent himself forward into enemy lines. He slayed the Minotaur and saved his city. You know what they did to him, Tommy? They exiled him. He died in disgrace, despised by his people. That's what happens to heroes, Tommy. The Greeks knew the score. But if you want to be a hero, Tommy, that's fine. That's fine.
Technoblade.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. Oh my gosh.
You want to be a hero, Tommy? Then die like one!
Oh my gosh.
Manburg was in shambles. The Withers had been killed, but not before causing even more damage.
He's showing like shots of them recreating the damage of that day. Like, this is him showing shots from a recreation, which is nuts. That's so crazy to me that they made a recreation of Manburg after it was completely torn apart. That's just crazy. Wow. That's impressive.
And with this, the war was finally over. Pogtopia had lost. Manburg had lost. And the only winner was chaos. Over the next few weeks, the people would begin to build a new Manburg. Filling in the crater with water, new life began to emerge from the everlasting scars of its creator.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
This new land, hoping to bring unending peace.
Tubbo,
In his
I
quest
love
to
him.
abolish conflict, one action would separate the inseparable. Tubbo would exile his own best friend.
I didn't know it was Tubbo who exiled him. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if
Guys,
you haven't
go
already to get
subscribe to
notified
him.
when the next part
Seriously.
comes out.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I honestly think this is so good. This is like television. It's just quality content, really. I love it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for the next part. I don't know, this is so good. This is so good, and I'm so excited to keep watching anything Dream SMP. It's quite entertaining. They do a very good job. Guys, I have a Twitch that I am going to be live streaming on twice a week, so definitely go follow me there, as well as subscribing to my second channel where I will be uploading my live streams in case anyone misses them or you want to go back and watch them. I also have a P.O. box, so if you guys want to send me mail, I will be reading some mail in my videos. I have one piece of mail that I've received from Jillian. I'll be opening that very soon. Also, before we finish up, I just want to give a quick shout out to my super supporters. You guys are really amazing. You allow me to keep creating content for you and everyone else. And if anybody wants to find out more about how to become a super supporter, hit the join button. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.